Hello everybody and welcome back. So, in between parts, I decided to go ahead and take matters into my own hands when it comes to things such as the stats and such. In case you want to know what I'm talking about, went ahead and affected his points, pushed it more close to rivalry. The funny thing is, the console commands for Sebastian are actually rather unique in comparison to the console commands for basically all the other characters. You can't just do the general console commands. He has his own specific console commands to affect him. But everyone else, I believe, is maxed out. We can even go ahead and double check right now. See, Varric is maxed out, Isabella, Aveline. She's not entirely maxed out, but close enough. And Anders, I'm pretty sure, is also maxed out as well. Yep. So yeah, that's basically what I made sure to take care of in between. So let's go ahead and get them back in here. Alright. So now... Actually, hold on. Before we go do Sebastian's quest, let's take a moment to, I don't know, go to either Sundermount or the Wounded Coast. Not really sure why. I think maybe just going to either place could, ambushed!
Hunters.
Stop right there! You are in possession of stolen property! Back away from the slave now and you'll be spared.
You should have attacked while you had the chance.
Doesn't even give a chance for Fenris to, respond and say, "I am not your slave!"
There's nothing like a smell of fresh blood.
Whoops. Forgive me, it's actually been a while since the last part, so I actually almost forgot the controls here.
Where is he?
Please, don't kill me.
Tell me!
I don't know. I don't know, I swear. Adriana brought us. She's at the holding caves north of the city. I can show you the way.
No need. I know which ones you speak of.
Then let me go. I beg you. I swear
You chose the wrong master.
And wrong line of work.
Adriana. I was a fool to think I was free. They'll never let me be.
Who is she?
This is someone you know.
My old master's apprentice. I remember her well. A sniveling social climber that would sell her own children if she thought it would please Daenerys. If she's here, it's at his bidding. He knew he wouldn't let this go.
Looks like we have some hunting to do.
The holding caves held slaves in the old times, but apparently they are no longer abandoned. We must go quickly, before Hadriana has a chance to prepare, or flee.
You resemble quite the team, Hawk.
I'd like to think so, Sebastian. Alright, so we were going to help out Sebastian, but we're going to go do this now. Gonna go help out Fenris right now. We'll help out Sebastian afterwards. Right now, we're helping Fenris. Oh, good. More slavers to kill. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I'm like, oh, good. We get to kill people who enslave other people. Yes, I'll gladly kill more slavers. Frostmourne hungers for the souls of slavers. What? Jeez, more keep showing up. It's like, seriously. Can we please quit it with them showing up out of nowhere? Kinda gets old after a while. Oh, who am I kidding? This is Dragon Age 2. We're gonna be dealing with this all game long. Well, they won't be needing this anymore.
We must be careful. There were many such holdings once, especially in the mountains where individual slavers kept private pens. They were designed to protect against raids by fellow slavers. No doubt it's why Hadriana chose this place.
Do slavers attack each other often?
They did. What better way to find slaves than to steal them? The holdings outside of Tevinter have mostly been abandoned, but they still exist.
A few protections won't stop us.
Let's hope this isn't a waste of time.
Alright, so it locks in Fenris, and we can re-choose our party here. We'll take Meryl and... Kind of torn on this. The thing is, Isabella actually gets different points here depending on what we choose. Let's take Varric.
They're still here. Good.
We'll have more Sebastian later when we do his quest. So don't worry about that. Oh.
See for yourself. The legacy of the Magisters.
They sacrifice the unwilling.
Is that so hard to believe? You're only a step away from it yourself.
That's not true.
Believe what you like. In my experience, mages always find a way to justify their need for power.
Let's now go this direction. Never mind.
Let's finish this!
Now we got undead corpses rising out of nowhere. It's like, come on, seriously?
You do get results, don't you?
Tends to be a thing with me, Varric. Just saying.
And you die! Crush them!
Of course, there they are. Will you stop that? Now, coming up here is a part that I have referenced on more than one occasion.
Are you hurt? Did they touch you?
They've been killing everyone. They cut Papa, bled him.
Why? Why would they do this?
These poor people. This is ghastly. The Magister. She said she needed power, that someone was coming to kill her. We tried to be good. We did everything we were told. She loved Papa's soup. I don't understand.
So part of the sad part about this scene is that you're going to see that this poor girl is so... I almost hesitate to use the term brainwashed, but that's almost how it comes across here. Like, you'll hear her in just a moment talk about this situation like it's something that she has been taught is the way of things, and that there's no other way. It's quite tragic and sad and also terrifying when you think about how this is how they kind of really just kind of hammer this mentality and such into these people's heads.
Is the Magister still here?
I think so. The Magister said they were to prepare for battle. I think she's very frightened.
She has every reason to be.
Please don't hurt her. She'll be so angry if you hurt her.
You're just a slave to them. Property to be used.
Everything was fine until today.
It wasn't. You just didn't know any better.
Are you my master now?
No.
But I can cook. I can clean. What else will I do?
The way she says that, ugh. This just sounds so normal for her. The fact that she just immediately thinks, well, this is all I am, so I've got to have a master. Think about that. How much they have just really kind of almost brainwashed that into her to make her think that this is the way of things, that this is how it has to be. Now, this is the scene that I have referenced on multiple occasions. This particular part right here, because of this situation. Now, we can either give her some coin and tell her to go. Who knows what would happen to her in that regard. Disregard this. Or we can say, why don't you come work for me? And this can go a number of different ways. But I want to make show the choice I've talked about before just to help make a point.
If you go to Kirkwall, I can help you.
Yes? Oh, praise the Maker. Thank you.
I didn't realize you were in the market for a slave.
Now, that's important, that, part of this point here. Because we can either say, oh yeah, or we can make a point that we're not getting a slave, we are hiring her to basically be a servant, in the same regard as a maid or a butler to help take care of the place we live at. So we will pay her. And as Hawk says here...
I gave her a job, Fenris.
Ah, then that's good. My apologies. Let's find Hadriana and be done with this place.
I'm making a point about this because as I've said before, I've noticed that this is something that has come up on more than one occasion in a BioWare game. That they are trying to make I brought this up during Mass Effect, that they seem to have this thing here to try and help make a point that paid servants, because it's their jobs, they're not slaves. In fact, they're treated like family. I mean, for goodness sakes, do you think Alfred is Bruce Wayne's slave? No. Bruce Wayne considers Alfred family. And he pays Alfred, I'm sure. Well, although I'm sure Alfred would say, oh, I wish I would, I wish my paycheck would reflect that even better. Make a joke like that. I know Spencer in Power Rangers Overdrive made that joke, and that was quite funny. But, it's just something I've noticed that they have been trying to reiterate that, I guess that servants are not slaves, I guess, is the point that's being made there. But it's also, obviously it gives you the option to be horrible and be like, yeah, she'll be useful as a slave. Or that you're actually offering to help her when she's in a situation where she probably can't get help any other way, by bringing her on board as a servant so that to help take care of her and that she'll be, better off. Again, not as, in a slave servitude type of sense, but rather as I want to bring you on board and hire you and pay you, to help things out around here. But you're never going to be a slave for me. You will always, be a respected member in this household as a servant of our family. That's how Hawk sees it anyway. And I like that that's how they approach that they give you that kind of option there. But I also like that it helps make that point to Fenris, and he immediately backs off when he realizes that distinction. You notice that. He immediately backed down when that point was made. He was like, oh, that's a good thing. I'm sorry. I jumped to conclusions there. My apologies. Even he understood the difference there. And it's something it's a moment I've always remembered. Anyways. Let's now take care of Hadron, because she is just as bad, if not worse, than Daenerys.
Not as much as you have.
Like, wait, where'd she go? Never mind. We wrecked her.
Stop! You do not want me dead!
There is only one person I want dead more.
I have information, Elf, and I will trade it in return for my life.
Ha! The location of Daenerys. What good will that do me? I'd rather he lose his pet pupil.
You have a sister. She is alive. You wish to reclaim your life? Let me go, and I will tell you where she is.
How do we know you're even telling the truth?
You don't. But I knew Fenris, and I know what he's searching for. If he wants me to betray Daenerys, he'll have to pay for it.
This is your call.
So I have your word. I tell you, and you let me go.
Yes, you have my word.
Her name is Verania. She is in Carinus, serving a magister by the name of Ehrman.
A servant, not a slave.
She's not a slave.
I believe you. We are done here.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to talk about it. This could be a trap. Daenerys could have sent Hadriana here to tell me about this sister. Even if he didn't, trying to find her would still be suicide. Daenerys has to know about her and has to know that Hadriana knows. But all that matters is I finally got to crush this bitch's heart. May she rot, and all the other mages with her.
Maybe we should leave.
Don't comfort me. You saw what was done here. There's always going to be some reason, some excuse why mages need to do this. Even if I've found my sister, who knows what the Magisters have done to her? What has magic touched that it doesn't spoil? I need to go. I've been thinking about what happened with Hadriana. I took out my anger on you, undeservedly so. I was not myself. I'm sorry.
I had no idea where you went. I was concerned.
I needed to be alone. When I was still a slave, Adriana was a torment. She would ridicule me, deny my meals, hound my sleep. Because of her status, I was powerless to respond, and she knew it. The thought of her slipping out of my grasp now. I couldn't let her go. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Yeah, no, I don't blame Fenris for what he did at all. Like I said, she's just as bad, if not even worse, than Daenerys. And you just heard why. She was horrible.
I'm glad you killed her then.
I should be happy now that Hadriana is dead. Instead, I feel nothing but disquiet. This hate. I thought I'd gotten away from it, but it dogs me no matter where I go. To feel it again, to know it was they who planted it inside me. It was too much to bear. But I didn't come here to burden you further.
You don't need to leave, Fenris.
Little awkward in terms of the placements of the models and such. Sometime later...
Was it that bad?
I'm sorry, it's not... It was fine.
Oof.
No, that is insufficient. It was better than anything I could have dreamed.
Nice save, Fenris.
Oh? I can come up with much crazier things in my dreams.
I began to remember my life before. Just flashes. It's too much. This is too fast. I cannot do this.
Your life before? What do you mean?
I've never remembered anything from before the ritual, but there were faces, words. For just a moment, I could recall all of it. And then it slipped away.
Don't you want to get your memories back?
Perhaps you don't realize how upsetting this is. I've never remembered anything, and to have it all come back in a rush, only to lose it. I can't. I can't.
Your life before?
Whoops,
What
sorry.
do you mean?
I've never remembered anything from before. For just a moment, I can't. I can't.
We can work through this.
I'm sorry. I feel like such a fool. All I wanted was to be happy. Just for a little while. Forgive me.
So that may seem a little, bad or harsh from Fenris's part, but we'll have a follow-up with that later. So that's done for now, unless we go visit him in his house. Also, the girl is here.
There's an elven woman here, Monsieur. She claims she was sent here by you. I didn't know what to tell her.
An elven slave? Maker's breath, I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, she's not going to be a slave anymore.
Greetings, mistress. Your home was difficult to find. I've never been out on my own before, but I found it. Many people know of you. I hope I've made myself useful. I've already begun cleaning and I can cook. Not as good as Papa, but a little. Is there anything else you'd like me to do?
You've been through a great deal. How are you feeling?
I miss Papa, the other servants. I try not to think about what happened. I even feel sorry for the Magister. Is that bad?
Hadriana killed your father. For his blood. Why would you feel sorry for her?
She tried so hard. It was very difficult for her trying to prove herself. The other Magisters laughed at her. I saw how it tore at her soul. People don't think that slaves watch, but we do. I know what she did, but I still ache that she's gone. I'll serve you just as well, mistress. You'll see.
I said before, think about how much that kind of mentality has been ingrained into her mind for her to be at that point.
What sort of skills do you have?
Not many, I fear. The Magister bade me to clean and sometimes fetch, but Papa told me to keep out of her sight as much as I could. But I can learn. I'll serve you well. Please don't hurt me.
Wow.
If you're staying here, Orana, it will be as my servant.
You mean I won't be a slave anymore?
You'll be paid, like anyone else.
A slave is all I've ever been, like Papa and Grandpapa before me. I'll try to be a good servant. Thank you, mistress. You're too good to me. This place isn't like home at all. Minrathous was so noisy.
Yeah. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Let me see if there's any follow-up to this at his house.
Yes, my friend?
I guess not. Well, when we come back, I'm going to switch up the party a bit. When we come back, we will be going ahead and helping out Sebastian with his dilemma. Stay tuned.